Shalom, brothers. It's Ben Shalom. Like the video and subscribe to Best Boxing, or you can't box on Sky Sports. Shalom, brothers. Yeah, I hope you haven't been enjoying the Jubilee if you're in the UK. You know, to celebrate those nonces, criminals and murderers. Yeah, I'm not going to go down that path because, as you know, it's a boxing channel. But, yeah, man, forget about them adrenochrome drinkers. And what did Princess Diana say? Oh, you know, they're not human, don't you? In an interview. Weird. Check it out. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm talking about Ben Shalom and boxer, which he trinity spells with a double X. That always bugged me, right? Now, we need to investigate him. We all need to investigate him because he came out of nowhere, firstly, yeah? He came out of nowhere, having done a few businesses, at university, like some raves and a couple of other businesses that didn't really go anywhere. And then suddenly, like, the guy's one of the most powerful guys in boxing, you know, and he did his boxer shows, which is his entry into boxing, which is the sort of prize fighter, like whackness. No one watched it anyway. And, yeah, but now he's, like, got this massive contract with Sky Sports. This guy's, like, pulling the strings, yeah? It's almost like he's above Adam Smith, which is weird. By the way, yeah, I'll go into that later. They met at a community event. You know. They're from the same community. We'll get into that later. But so he's delivered this Ben Shalom, right? Has issued some letter to you know, basically, if you like, prevent MTK Probellum boxers from fighting on Sky Sports. I mean, I don't know who made him the boss of Sky Sports, right? This is the weird thing. But this has been leaked, apparently. So, you know, okay, people go, oh, it's not 100% true. Well, these people, you know, outright lies with no backing like this are hard to leak. I mean, you know, people quickly find out it's a fraud. Someone from the inside would have leaked it. One of the fighters, probably. I think there are a couple of channels. I don't like to watch the other channels because most of them are so whack. Yeah, but there's an Egypt called Sporting Icons. I don't know if you know about him. Also called Sporting Shilicons. You know, and he said it was leaked by some boxers, and apparently he knows loads of boxers. So, you know, I had to take his word for it, even though he's a shill. He's going to get exposed as well. There's so many people to expose, man. Yeah. Anyway, so it's basically saying that, you know, this letter says, to appear on Sky Sports, you've got to sign a document to confirm you have no ties to companies previously linked to accused Irish crime lord Daniel Kinahan. Now, the first thing is, right, who made him the boss of Sky Sports, right? I don't know what his official title is, but I thought he was just an affiliate in business with him. Yeah, this 28-year-old, you know, jumped up little guy who's come out of university, and 5 years later, he's telling people what to do at Sky Sports. It's very weird. So, and this letter, apparently, you know, it features all the official logos and headers. And it says, you know, basically, you cannot have any links to the now defunct company, MTK Global and Probellum. Now, Probellum has links to Kinahan, but Kinahan's never mentioned, by the way, in this. Just those companies, right? Right? And so they have to sign this to boxers if they're going to sign. Now, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't know how legal it is to suggest that. Oh, you've got to say you've got no links. Now, I don't know, what happened to the boxers that currently signed by Probellum or were signed by MTK and did have links? What about Tyson, you know, guys like Tyson Fury, Eddie Hearn? Yeah, they had links. What? Or they had talks, they had some kind of... I mean, how do you define that anyway? I mean, there must be some legal definition, I'm sure, right? And you know what? Some people would say, oh, you know what, Shalom... Again, I don't know why he's put in charge, but Shalom says, oh, it's a wise move. He's protecting Sky and the boxers themselves because, you know, this means that these guys will not be pulled into the investigation because they're not part of it. Well, you know, again, I don't know what the historical links, do they still count? What about Matt Macklin? Yeah, doesn't he commentate a lot? You know? What about A. Gay? Yeah, you remember, like, I exposed that AJ. He had a company called MTK Investments. I think it's now, and I don't know, 25/8 Investments or something like that. Yeah, some old video. And I mean, you could say, oh, well, he wasn't involved in that. Well, I think it's highly unlikely that a gay would start a company called MTK Investments that wasn't linked to MTK, but whatever. But maybe, there's a get-out clause. Oh, I'm not linked anymore. We dropped him. I mean, so there has to be that space for people to say, yeah, maybe I did have before, but I have no links now. I mean, I don't know how you enforce that legally and what is a link. And, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I got a brain, unlike most people. Well, that's not fair. What I mean is, unlike most normies, most NPCs, most blue-pilled fools, right? But yeah, so some people, the normies go, oh, he's just doing it to protect, himself and the boxers. Well, really, I think it's just a move to destroy Probellum, to destroy the competition, yeah? To make Shalom the top man in global boxing. And you might think, well, he's just a little guy, he's the Sky Sports. And well, now he's already telling Sky Sports what to do. Yeah, think about that. And remember, Shalom cut this new global TV deal a couple of months ago. Yeah, the new international broadcast partnerships to take the British promotion worldwide. That was the heading. You could see it on his website. Yeah, live box events will be airing to millions of households in over 100 international territories following the newly announced international television deals. Now that's what MTK and MTK certainly were trying to do. Yeah, was dominate world boxing. Now it looks like Shalom is trying to do the same thing. I don't know, the Kinahan story is so hard to work out. Is it a double bluff? Is he working for them? Is a Shalom is obviously wants to be a global operator. Where did he come from, this guy? Nothing really. Don't know nothing about boxing. Yeah. And his previous businesses have not been like super. Why was he given this gig? It's very bizarre. Very, 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 very bizarre. And who will it affect? Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know. How would they define that? Now, apparently Probellum, I don't know who's running it now, right? But Probellum have issued legal proceedings to say that, this is illegal. I don't know how that works in business. This is getting very legal. Is it illegal to demand that someone that works for you doesn't have links to someone else? It might be. I don't know. Maybe we've got some legal guys here. Maybe they can inform me in the comments or something. But it does seem very dodgy. And it seems like the move. I said in my previous video, there's something weird happening with Shalom. Yeah, his background. And he's been groomed. I said he is being groomed to become the biggest player in boxing. Now, Bob Arum, probably, he ain't got long. Bob Arum, by the way, has flown over to Australia, weirdly, to watch the Haney Kambosos fight, which makes me think he's boring Haney. Maybe something good. I think, maybe he's gone to smooth things out so Kambosos doesn't win. I don't know, man. I don't know to what extent the big fights are fixed. A lot of people think everything is fixed, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We're going to see what happens here. Ben Shalom, very shady guy. I'd like to know more about him, and I will be looking into his background. Oh, you remember also he expressed outrage when Josh Taylor was considered the winner against Jake Catterall. You remember that, yeah? So I thought it was odd for a promoter, but now it kind of all makes sense, does it not? Yeah, he's trying to ruin the opposition. Oh, and just a side thought, right? You remember, right? Again, when I looked on his interviews on the BBC, on his website, the mission statement is we need to push diversity in boxing. We all know what a rigged word diversity is. And, he had again, I did a video when he had so many women boxers on his roster. So he's at the forefront of pushing women's boxing in the UK, basically. And soon around the world. So you could ask, it's funny, man, the agenda is working pretty well through old Ben Shalom. I wonder what his links are to the elitists. Yeah. Sometimes you guys got to do your own research too, remember. Because you can't say everything on YouTube. But I'm very suspicious of this Ted Bundy lookalike. He's even more frightening than Ted Bundy, man. Because he hasn't got the charm of Bundy. He's pure creepiness, man. Pure creepiness.